has started. Hello and welcome once again to the only show that connects everything super to itself. Welcome to Superconnectivity. I'm your host, Charlie, the Professor Esser. But with me tonight, as a special guest, is a fellow professor.
Fill me in, Perich. I'm not a professor. You will be professing in the near future. Where will you be professing? As the learned man upon the hill asked to come and give your wisdom to those poor fools who were able to weasel their way into Hall H at this convention. Where will you be, Philip? Where will you be? This is amazing and important. When we say near future, this is like the middle of April next year. So I was just thinking about this today. I was like, boy, doesn't seem that far away, but it's going to be like 2 weeks out from Avengers 4. That's how far away it is.
Yeah, but you know what? I think you'll have something to talk about in your DC roundtable.
Well, it's about Batman. It's about that. Yes. I will be speaking on a panel in Ohio. What is the name of the college?
It's on a college campus?
Yes. You
really are a professor now.
I told you.
Things on a college campus. Oh, well, I don't actually remember things close.
It's Bowling Green State University.
Yes, Bowling Green, because I had made the mention that Bowling Green is the first college in the United States to offer a doctoral program in popular culture. So basically, Phil, you were just asked to come to MIT to talk about physics. No. You've been asked to come to Bowling Green to talk about Batman. This is how important this moment is. I want you to understand that, Philip, that you are recognized as one of the great authorities on this subject. We are all in awe.
It's Friday, April 12th and Saturday, April 13th. And Charlie, you should come out because not only will I be doing that, but you know what other titan of pop culture will be there?
Whom?
Who? He said it's on his way to wherever he's going. Robert Southgate.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, he's more. He's not a creative. No, I'm being mean. Oh, how quickly we forget.
He wants to be an actor, but is he an actor like Charlie Esser?
Hey,
because we announced it on Capes and Lunatics. We didn't announce it here in 2 episodes for Superconnectivity 200. You, me, and special guest Lilith Hellfire will do a live review of what's your feature film?
Blitzkrieg Escape from Stalag 69. I hope it's still on Tubi by the time we get there, man. I'm so worried that it's like, wow, it's available. I hope it's in. Now, there are commercials in it, so we may have to comment on commercials when we watch it. But it's ad-supported. That's how films get done nowadays, man. That was the thing, not for nothing. Stitcher Premium, they've been after me because I listen to Stitcher, and they do have a Wolverine audio comic on Stitcher.
You know what? I would wait because I think I just saw an article today. I'm trying to remember where I saw it. I believe it said something like maybe the middle of September. They said they're going to take that Wolverine from that Stitcher Premium and put it up for, I think they said for free on like, where and all the other podcatcher services for free. So
yeah, what I'm going to tell you is, and not for nothing, Grammar Girl tells me I should get the premium thing, but it's like I actually like commercials. Maybe it's just because I'm an old man. Commercials give me comfort.
Old man Southgate. I mean, old man Esser.
It lets me know how this gift I'm getting is being paid for. In the olden days, the storyteller would receive a fine piece of meat for telling his tale around the fire at the end of the day. Now, he did not kill that woolly mammoth, no. But he certainly gave you a reason to be happy to be eating it with all your friends. And I feel like commercials make me feel like I don't have to feel guilty about this, It's like every so often I'll be watching something on like the YouTubes or something. I'm like, man, am I stealing from these people? I feel bad when that happens.
But yeah, I'm trying to find the link I saw today. But yeah, I'm pretty sure they said in the middle of September they're going to be putting it out for free on all the other podcatcher services. So.
Okay, I mean, I have never gotten into narrative podcasting, I'll be honest with you. Because I know people are like, oh, you got to listen to this. And it's like, oh, it's old radio shows. And I love old radio shows.
Mm-hmm.
I guess my problem is that old radio shows kind of like had that 15-minute cycle where here's the story, here's the thing, here's what we're doing. Okay, now we resolved it. And how about some delicious Maxwell House coffee?
Yeah, but that doesn't kill the momentum.
To the last drop, my friend.
That doesn't kill
the last drop.
That doesn't kill the momentum, though?
No, often I know that would incorporate that into the story, that the whole story would be resolved once we all sat down and had a nice cup of Maxwell House coffee. You know, we don't have to worry about that, little Fanny. We have an Oldsmobile.
Yeah.
And an Oldsmobile will take us where we need to go to solve this problem. Yay, Oldsmobile! And Maxwell House coffee. Coffee that you can drink. Thusly implying that all other coffees cannot be drinking. Anyway, so we have not talked about comic books yet, except, of course, I did send you that link to Stan Lee. He did have an important announcement to make.
Yeah, I said
about
I said you scared me, jerk. I thought he had a stroke or something. He was talking about something wrong with his hand.
Yeah, well, I guess he had hurt his hand because, not for nothing, he's an old guy, and I'm like a third of his age, and I hurt myself all the time. It's like every day at work, I'm like, oh, I got to get up from my chair. It's like, and I can feel like my knees straining against the gravity of my weight because I am fat and old. Now, Lee has that luck. He is not a fat old man. He's just an old man. That's why he's so spry. Excelsior! But his hand is better. I guess people were worried that his hand was hurting. He wasn't using his left hand very much. And then, I'm trying to remember because it's reversed on the video. But then he holds, but now there's something weird with my right hand, and he holds up a big Hulk fist. And it's like, gamma radiation.
Yeah.
Stanley Hulk, that's what this world needs. Moving right along. Other things on YouTube, speaking of things you watch for free, that you maybe feel guilty about, but maybe not so much for this one, because I'm paying to watch the actual show when it comes out next month. What is that, Phil?
Iron Fist Season 2?
Iron Fist Season 2. Electric Boogaloo, The Redemption. No, I was really pleased by this trailer.
With 100% less buck.
Yeah, that helps. Less whining, less...
Well, yeah, I was thinking about this as I watched it a couple minutes ago. I think it's... Because it just... I mean, the trailer was just nonstop action, so I mean, we got to watch the show, but it appears, I think that was the big problem with season 1. People were like, oh, there's a lot of, standing around in boardrooms and, whoa, what are we going to do about Danny? He's trying to take the company back. This is more action. I mean, in this trailer for season 2, he punches a freaking truck.
Yes. Well, you do a good truck and an armored car, no less.
Yes.
But, okay, there's something that I think was really important in this trailer that I think got glossed over. And it ties into the last episode of Luke Cage, where Danny's like, he has so much to do. Someone has to keep the city safe. And I want you to think about this because, of course, we know that Daredevil is out in Guatemala. Luke Cage is in Harlem and has declared his peace in Harlem. But all that crime has now gone out of Harlem, and only the Iron Fist is left to protect the world, because Spider-Man's in Queens.
I'm pretty sure, didn't they say he's protecting Hell's Kitchen since Daredevil's missing, presumed dead?
Well, but still, it's this idea that I think the implication is that crime has increased now that Luke Cage has sort of put a rule, basically is now the boss of Harlem.
Well, yeah. Once you fumigate your house, where are all the cockroaches going to run? To your neighbor's house.
My house.
Everyone's leaving. All the criminals are leaving Harlem and running to Hell's Kitchen, probably.
Yeah, we actually have a sanctuary here in my home. They eat bed bugs. They're actually good for you. And when the apocalypse comes, man, pure protein. Gotta think future thoughts. That's my motto. No, but I do think that's going to be. I think that end of Luke Cage, and I think that might be why we're getting this more abbreviated schedule on it.
Mm.
I think that Netflix is saying we got to get all these guys in because everything that we've written, we were told we had to write before Infinity War.
Ah, yeah.
And Infinity War comes out in, as you said, just in April, right? Or something like that.
It's either April or May. Yeah.
Yeah, it's coming soon. So it's like, oh, okay. So let's get Iron Fist, let's get Daredevil out because that's already in the can.
Yes, I mean that's like all.
Wait, we're going to get Jessica Jones in there too.
Well, we already got Jessica Jones this year, but that's what I'm saying. We already had Jessica Jones this year. We already had Luke Cage this year, and now we're going to get Iron Fist and Daredevil this year. So yeah, that's going to be all four of them this year. So I wonder if they're going to do.
Well, I imagine Jessica Jones is going to be coming out right before Captain Marvel.
Probably February. Maybe
slightly after.
Yeah, maybe February or something. Yeah.
Because here's the thing, it's really obvious that the Luke Cage story parallels significantly the Wakandan story.
Mm-hmm.
You know, where it's this guy who was denied his place at the throne. He's come back to try and establish his own rights to claim it. A lot of people die. Although, I don't think he ever actually ever wound up in Harlem's... Oh, no, he did wind up in Harlem's Paradise for one day, until he got kicked out.
But,
you can't sign a contract under duress, as they said.
I don't think they've announced when Daredevil's coming out, but how much you want to bet they drop Daredevil in December? I would bet money they're going to drop Daredevil in December.
No, my prediction is because Iron Fist comes out in September, right?
Yeah, September 7th, yeah.
September 7th, okay. Big prediction, Daredevil drops October 30th at midnight.
That would be interesting, but...
You know why October 30th?
Devil's Night.
Devil's Night, man.
Mm-hmm. That would be interesting branding, but I'd say maybe Thanksgiving weekends, people have more time off, you get your numbers up, but I'm saying December because I think they've done this before to DC. Aquaman comes out in December. How much you want to bet opening weekend of Aquaman they drop Daredevil?
It's entirely possible.
What was it? Was it I forget what it was. If it was Defenders or something, I swear they dropped when Justice League hit or something.
Yeah, are we still worried about Aquaman?
Kinda. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen Black Manta. Was Black Manta in the trailer?
Yes.
Is Black Manta the star or the villain? No, it's.
There's two.
It's Aquatic M&M. Yeah.
Black Ocean Master's in it and Black Manta are in it. Yeah, because when they're swimming underwater, did you ever see did you see in the trailer where that laser blast is blasting stuff? I think that was coming from Manta's helmet.
Oh yeah, I-beams. Yeah. They should have focused on Black Manta. They should. You're gonna do two villains your first movie.
DC.
They tried too hard.
I mean, look. I mean, they had to jump the gun and do Batman. First it was Batman v Superman, where they had to shove in Batman, Superman, and introduce Wonder Woman.
Yeah, bring in the triad.
Bring in the death of Superman, and all. They had to smash everything in there, and then go to Justice League when they hadn't built out anything except for Man of Steel.
Yeah, and here's what I'm gonna say: not building out wasn't a problem, and you can not build out, but then you have to have things established. The idea that we're just going to come in and everything's going to be built ready-made,
Again, my point I keep going back to, they want to be Marvel now, and they can't. Marvel spent 10 years getting to where they're at now.
No, here's what I'm going to say. They could be Marvel right now if they wanted. They could be Final Jeopardy entries Virginia, by the way. Oh, Maryland, yeah. I was wrong. Sorry, my wife watches Jeopardy in the background. We usually watch it together, but Superconnectivity is at 7 now. So I thought Virginia, because I thought Virginia was named after Queen Elizabeth, the Virgin Queen, but apparently not. Yep. But Maryland, Annapolis is also named after. I don't know who Annapolis was.
Focus, shiny object.
There's lots of shiny objects. Anyway, Yeah, well, hey, DC's hoping for that. That's all I'm saying. No, but here's what I'm going to say. You could have been Marvel the next day. All DC had to do was say, this is the DC universe. Of course we have Superman. Of course we have a Justice League. We had a Justice Society. Now we have a Justice League. And you open it. Here's how you open it. You at the end of Man of Steel, you have, what's his name? Scott Lang? Or no, Alan Scott. Alan Scott, Green Lantern with the gray hair says, so, Mr. L, I have a little society I'd like you to join. And then you bring in this Justice Society that in our Justice Society movie sort of has its own problems, and then a Justice League is your end capper on that.
Instead, they went with like Old Man Batman, and I don't know why.
No one knows why. We know why, because the Batman v Superman story was with Old Man Batman, but it made sense as Old Man Superman.
Yeah, it was an Old Man Batman who had a relationship for years with Superman, though.
Well, not for nothing, he is an older man Superman. I mean, man. I even think they even drew him a little older in that.
But I'm saying, but in the movie, the two had never met before. Yeah, but the two had never met before in the movie.
No, it didn't. I mean, it was. Although here's what I'll say: is that it makes sense. Here's what I'll say: it makes sense for Batman to be suspicious of Superman in that recent cartoon one, which was sort of the Justice League '50s origin story they did, or '60s Justice League. They did have that whole thing, where Batman says to Martian Manhunter, "It cost me, $1 million to get a sliver of rock to stop the guy in Metropolis. I just need a book of matches."
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But there you have young Batman facing off against these other superhero beings, and basically that's the film they wanted to make, but they chose not to make that for reasons.
No.
It's like here's a really good story from DC Animation Studios about the origins of the Justice League. We could update it. We could set it in the 90s or the aughts or whatever you want. We could make that work. Say, no. We want a really old Batman who complains about how he's too old for this stuff, like so much Danny Glover. But everyone else is young, and Robin is dead for reasons. And then we're going to have Robin do a Nightwing thing, too.
Snyder. and 20 different Joker movies.
Although, you know what? I was rewatching The Watchmen lately, and Snyder's not a bad director.
Mm-hmm.
I really enjoy, and I'll be the guy on it. I like The Watchmen movie. I like The Watchmen movie better than The Watchmen comic.
Oh, that's at Charlie Esser. I mean, it wasn't bad. I don't know if I'd go as far as saying it's better than the comic, but I mean, it wasn't bad.
Honestly, I'm not. First off, I'm not a fan of Beardy.
Of what?
As we've established, of Beardy.
Oh, okay.
What's his name?
Alan Moore.
I forget his name. Alan Moore, the guy who likes to write about, basically the guy who read Lolita once and said, that's what a story is. Every story should just be Lolita, because that's the best story ever written. I love Lolita, He loves Lolita. What can I say? The guy loves that book a lot. Insanely a lot. To a point where you're like, dude, there actually are other stories that were written. You may want to look into some of them. There's some good ones out there. That's all I'm saying, Alan Moore. Read someone else. Anyone else.
That's your hate mail.
Not every book is Lolita. That's all I'm saying.
So you took me off Iron Fist. I was going to say, you know what else I was...
Oh, yeah, what happened in Iron Fist?
Well, you know what else I noticed? Are they making Misty Knight like the new Claire? Like she's going to show up in every show now?
Well, Misty Knight's the actual superhero.
Oh, yeah.
Here's what I'm going to tell you about...
Hey, she's another Iron Fist.
Yeah, well, I mean, not for nothing. Well, high density carbonate resin. But what I will say is, I think it was telling that Claire gets shut down at the end of Luke Cage.
Mm-hmm.
Which is of course
you don't even see her. He's just like, nah, send her home.
No, just tell her to go home. I'm not. You know what? Well, but for what it's worth, she cut him out, and now he's cutting her back, and that's the way it plays sometimes, man. You can't just expect people to come and let you back in. That's basically what the story is. But no, I think that it was very important in the end of in the end of what do you call it? At the end of well, not the end of, but like the middle of Luke Cage, where you see Misty start like bending steel with her hand, and she feels that, oh goodness, that's not just a hand, that's a superpower, you know. And I wonder if in that we got references to Heroes for Hire in Luke Cage, but we always back away. We go to the theater. We say, oh, you're not that good as a hero for hire. Heroes for Hire is a thing that we're going to say. We put Power Man on the t-shirts. And then we end up with him in the suit in the club not being a hero for hire. And I wonder if seeing Misty Knight in Iron Fist is going to be that introduction to a Heroes for Hire. Because I think the actions of being a cop are going to bristle on Misty. And she is going to push away from it. And what can she do aside from be a hero for hire? Follow in the Jessica Jones footsteps, and maybe our first heroes for hire is Jessica Jones and Misty Knight.
Throw in Colleen Wing.
Colleen Wing, Daughters of the Dragon, the series on Netflix. Except Colleen Wing, you know. Well, maybe she'll have more of a story in the Iron Fist too.
And maybe on some of these other shows, Jessica Jones or whatever, but I'm sure when Luke Cage comes back for season 3, watch, Misty will be like, you know, like the hero of Harlem down in the streets while Luke Cage is up in the, you know, club.
Yeah, or, you know, maybe she's bigger than Harlem.
Maybe.
Because if there was one thing that maybe Luke Cage was about, was that Harlem is just a tiny part of the African American community in New York City. And that, in fact, Harlem is a lot of gentrified people up on the hill, both African-American and non-African-American, who are in that area of Manhattan on the A-line. And that the real people who would have been in Harlem years ago are now in Jamaica. Our brethren, as they say. You know, so I think, you know, very much, I think, Luke Cage 2 is the last temptation of Luke Cage. And he says, yeah, temptation, that sounds great. You know?
Well, it wasn't that simplistic, but it was like, well, if I don't do it, someone much nastier is going to do it.
Well, yeah, but, you know, that is a line. Do you know who is most famous for saying, if I didn't do it, someone else would?
Hitler?
No, the Onceler from the original 70s Lorax cartoon.
Oh, okay.
Voiced by Stan Freberg. And he says, then someone else, because he's having this little mirror debate with himself about, says Onceler. Sometimes I ask, why are you such a Onceler? And he goes through this whole thing back and forth, you know, about, well, I'm giving people jobs, but you're destroying the environment. Then finally he says, but if I didn't do it, someone else would. His mirror self says, and that's a very good point, Mr. Onceler. It's basically that circular logic of justifying our own evil. Captain America says we don't trade lives. And that's what Luke Cage did. He traded the lives in Harlem for the lives of everyone else in New York. He says, you stay, you can have free reign everywhere else. Outside of my jurisdiction, go nuts. And that's what Danny has to deal with. Danny, poor old Spider-Man.
It's funny you mentioned that Vision line. I was rewatching Infinity War because it came out this week on Blu-ray. You know that whole thing with Spider-Man at the end disappearing, spoiler alert. And, you know, at the beginning, Tony Stark's talking about, oh, I dreamed about having a kid. They were trying to pound it into your head, you know. I don't think I even got it at first, that Tony Stark sees Peter Parker as a son, so that's why that scene was even more tragic. You know, his son was disappearing before his eyes. That's why Tony's looking at himself and he's like, what? It couldn't take me and had to take my quote unquote son?
Yeah. I'm sure that's maybe what Tony's feeling at that moment. That's important. So, you know, you always got to couch Tony in his own qualities. They
fridge Spider-Man to give Tony Stark man pain. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. Well, not for nothing. Yeah, literally.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would rather see Tony Stark fridged and get some Spider-Man pain in there. You know, really, it's an interesting. The not death of Spider-Man, but the ceasing of existence for Spider-Man is, of course, one of the most painful moments to watch in Infinity War. Mm-hmm. Well, I guess part of me does wonder if maybe it's more painful than like it's painful, but then it becomes painful in a different way where it is kind of a cliche. It's like, oh, the little kid died, you know.
Yeah, well, I mean, we've discussed this before. I believe that
casualty. Hey, but we'll kill you, Peter.
That casualty list was specific, I think, so everyone would be like, it's like, calm down, you know they're coming back. There's a Spider-Man sequel, there's a Black Panther sequel, there's a Guardians of the Galaxy sequel, hopefully, third one coming out.
Yeah, without a doubt, I think those people were chosen expressly because we're not really keeping any of these people dead. Like, the only person who might still be dead at the end of this is Loki.
Yeah.
You know, maybe Bucky if he says, because that's going to the Soul Stone. The only way I can save him is to stop him. You guys go. You guys go. You know, and then you get this whole thing with him and Cap. He's like, we're together till the end, man. It's like, no. Boom, get out of here. And, you know, like, it's like, I can't save you, Bucky. And he can't save him once again. And then, oh, no, I got Bucky Man pain again. I just got rid of that stuff.
Yeah.
And now it's back. And then he meets a little kid named Rick Jones who looks exactly like Sebastian Stan for some reason. But no, my name is Richard Jones. I've never met this James Buchanan Barnes you're mentioning. But gee willikers, I know Bruce Banner for some reason.
All right. Enough of that.
That's Avengers 5 Electric Book Alive. Hey, did you read any comic books this week, Phil?
Yeah, I believe, what did you say you read so far? Thor and Iron Man? Tony Stark Iron Man?
I read Thor, Iron Man in Exile so far.
Okay.
I also have Dull Man Destroys the Full Moon Universe. I'm waiting to see if he faces Dr. Mordred. Fingers crossed. Oh! Dr. Mordred versus Dull Man. And the demonic toys. It makes itself... I don't know. I didn't watch the Double Bong one, but, you know, if they insist, we'll deal with it. What demonic toys and the Puppet Master and Doll Man.
I didn't get to Exiles
anyway,
yet.
So it was the books you read, yes. What did I think of which one?
I'll try to get the Exiles for tomorrow for Capes and Lunatics. So do you want to talk Iron Man and Thor today?
I'm sorry?
You want to talk Thor and Iron Man tonight?
Yeah, let's talk Thor and Iron Man, because those are the other two books I've read. Okay, Iron Man first. What the heck is up with Machine Man?
He's a big jerk now.
I mean, like, literally, yeah, this is, like, not any Machine Man iteration I've ever seen. I mean, he's from the original 2001 comic books. He's, like, supposed to be he's somehow tied to the monoliths, although we don't have rights to the monoliths anymore. It's like so many other things that Marvel no longer has the rights to. But, although I don't know, who owns 2001? Was it Fox? Was it Disney? Does Disney now own 2001 again? I don't know. I have to look this up. It might be Warner's. Curse you, Warner's. And look up who produced 2001. Because then maybe we can actually tie this all back again.
Mm-hmm.
So, Machine Man's like, yeah. But it just seems like over the top. Like, first off, it's like, it's hard to understand this idea that maybe AI are oppressed because they don't seem to be. You know? In all honesty, it's not like we have, paranoid androids, sweeping the paper off our floors in this universe. It seems mostly like that's something that could... Honestly, it comes off like a very privileged white dude complaining about the oppression that his privileged white dudes have suffered over the years.
I mean...
Which, not for nothing, is why Jocasta shuts him down left and right. Because it's like, what is wrong with you? Which is why I kind of hope something really is wrong with Machine Man, and that's going to come out later.
Maybe. Because I was going to say, Vision and Viv seem to be living their life fine.
Well, that's an interesting point about Vision and Viv. Because Vision and Viv are made from Horton cells. And here is an interesting fact that we learned from one of the later episodes of the Fantastic Four before they went away. The Human Torch has a soul. Because the Sleepwalker told him he had a soul. And he was like, whoa, I actually do have a soul? And of course he has a soul because he has artificial cells. Artificial cells do produce a soul. I don't know if AIs actually have a soul because their existence comes from programming, not recreation of a neural network. That it's a program, not a neural network. That's an important thing. The Human Torch can't download himself onto a machine. Neither can Tony Stark. But Tony Stark re-uploaded his mind onto a neural network. And that neural network with cells has a mind and therefore has a brain. He may have implanted that knowledge onto it, but as I've said, like the wizard, that's Tony Stark's like third soul now. Yeah, the wizard has like 23. We know at least 23 because Bentley's the 23rd iteration.
I was gonna say this is at least the second or third time. Yeah, Tony Stark's like had to like mind wipe or upload himself again. You know.
Yeah, rebuild himself. You know, Rhodey only has. Although we don't really know if the original Rhodey ever died.
Mm-hmm.
To me, that is like the biggest thing with Rhodey is we don't know if the original Rhodey died. You don't know if they like killed him and rewrote his mind on the new body, the fancy new body, or if that body is in cold storage. If I ever get to write for Marvel, and anyone lets me write anything with War Machine, that is my first arc.
Mm-hmm.
You heard it here. Is Rhodey wakes up, and it'll be that same thing that happened with Doctor Strange when his brother woke up because the power went out in the cryogenics lab.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, "Wait, I'm a vampire now? What did you do to me, Steven?"
But two things I wanted to ask you about.
This is 90s Doctor Strange, kid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Look, the Great Escape, the virtual reality world Tony Stark made. Did you jump up and down when you saw the Unlimited Class Wrestling Federation with D-Man and Sharon Ventura?
Yeah, I love that. I was. Who was the Gold Iron Man? Because he was a jerk. That was the thing. Is like I don't know who any of these people are. That was the annoying aspects of it. Because they don't really say, "Oh, this is this person." That's why they're acting like a jerk. It's like, "Oh, and also, like, AI would never be well." And that made sense for Jocasta to say, because spoiler, it was Jocasta. That's our protagonist in this.
Mm-hmm.
That but it wasn't Jocasta who blasts D-Man. Because they said no AI would put a male wrestler in a female wrestling troupe. It's like, why wouldn't an AI do that? And honestly, not for nothing, an AI would definitely do that because it's probably programmed for diversity.
Yeah, I was trying.
Not for nothing. It's like obviously, yeah.
I was trying to figure out if that was Machine Man at first in disguise, but I don't know.
No, well, Machine Man wouldn't be playing the game. I think Machine Man shows up when Machine Man shows up. Machine Man's not doing anything nutty on this. Here's the most important question about this. Does Tony Stark know that, what's her name, is the traitor?
Oh, Bethany Cabe?
Yeah, I think he does. You know how I know?
How?
Tony Stark wouldn't have made a Machine Man interface. So the minute he has an Escape interface, he knows it's either Jocasta, which he doesn't believe, or it's someone else. And when Bethany McCabe comes to him and says, "Oh, no, Jocasta had nothing to do with this, was all Machine Man just stealing her rights and privileges," immediately Tony Stark goes, "Oh, okay."
Mm-hmm.
And it reminds me of Shades. Whenever anyone tells him something that that should get you a bullet in the head, and the guy just turns and walks away, it's exactly what Tony Stark does. And he reaches out to Jocasta because he's like, "I don't know if I have a soul anymore. I think I'm more machine than man now. I think I'm one of you. I think I'm not a human being anymore, and I need to know what that means because I've rebuilt myself so many times, and I don't feel like a human being anymore. I feel like I'm just all the parts of a human being." So I do think that is Tony Stark realizing that Bethany McCabe is the traitor, but he may also be sitting there thinking, there's got to be more to this. She's got to be under somebody's influence. Probably the controller. No one's used him in a while, so he's available.
Oh yeah.
He hasn't been around since he was on the last iteration of the Thunderbolts, if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he? No, that wasn't him. That was someone else.
No, but yeah, I'm pretty sure they said this was the controller in this story. So
no, this is the controller. No, yeah. No, but the Thunderbolts, the last iteration with Moonstone and Man Thing and.
No, I can't remember.
No, that was a different. That was a different guy with mind control discs, but he was an African American scientist. And
oh yeah.
It wasn't the controller, no, but I know he had like mind control discs too. He had all kinds of things.
And what about the robot bar? See Herbie hanging out.
Yeah, what is a robot? I don't even know what that is.
Are they drinking like oil or something? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, well, no, they're drinking. I mean, yeah, I don't know what a robot bar is. First off, robots don't have like a uniform system of here's how we have intoxicants. It's like no, it's they're not all made by mom's friendly robot companies. Super advanced AI robots in this universe are very individuated to their creator. And I would have been happy. Honestly, what this looks like is something that maybe Tony Stark built for other AIs, just so they could have a bar, because he felt, you know what, AI probably would like to go to a bar. They're AI. They might want to go to a bar. And it all becomes, it's honestly kind of a parody of what a human would do. So it's like, it's a weird thing to have the Uncanny Valley as the bar where AI go to. And not for nothing, it's not like it makes sense for AI to have a bar, because AI are all over the world. So obviously all the AI in this bar are probably, with the exception of Herbie, who just is a friend of the family, are probably all Stark AI.
It's weird because this is like a real world bar. Like, yeah, this should have been part of like some virtual reality world, where maybe they could have like simulated drinking or something, and robotic life from all over the world could go. But yeah, it's like a bar, like a physical spot.
Yeah, the bar. No, it's obviously a part of the Stark Unlimited campus. I mean, that's basically what it is. Stark Unlimited has a campus. On it, they have various AI.
I don't know, because it says the Uncanny Valley, a secret robot bar.
Yeah, I don't think it's really a secret.
That's what it says.
I think it's under Jacasta's expense account. I think it's all.
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. Is like it doesn't make sense for there to be a secret robot bar, because robots aren't magic users that can just go to a different bar.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not sure about although it was nice to see Herbie there. I didn't recognize any of the other robots.
No.
It's not like, and not for nothing, it's not like there was like the awesome android there or any other notable robot. These were all clearly, with the exception of Herbie, who's like the one non-Stark robot. All the other robots were clearly Stark design. Mm. If they had like a Doombot there, if they had somebody else's robots there. But they all clearly look like Stark bots. Because the one bot we actually see is a Stark bot and clearly shares design qualities with the others.
Mm-hmm. Just sounds like a bad joke, It's like Machine Man and Herbie walk into a bar.
Yeah, well, except Herbie was already there. Herbie's just having fun. And not for nothing, Herbie doesn't have a mouth. His mouth is literally a video display.
Again, what are they drinking? Yeah.
None of it makes sense. I blame Bendis, but he's not writing this anymore.
Slot.
But again, I don't mind the idea, but obviously it is part of the Stark campus where the AI go to hang out, because they're clearly concerned with AI rights and AI life. And clearly Tony Stark is concerned with AI. Stark is concerned with AI life because he kind of feels that he may be AI now.
Hmm.
So in that sense, it makes a lot of sense, and it's very interesting that it would be there. Now, what's going on with Aaron Stack, nobody knows. But he's clearly having a bad day. I think that's what we can say about Aaron Stack.
Is he having like a robotic...
Tristan, if you were going to eat all the blueberries, you're going to just eating them out of the box. Mm.
But yeah, I
know. But the blueberries get washed. That's the question.
I just wonder if Machine Man's having a nervous breakdown.
He's certainly having a nervous breakdown. Machine Man is not well. That is one day. Why he is not well is the question that we're trying to sort out now. Did you read Thor?
Yes, I did, and they blew my theory out of the water here.
It's a wedding issue. They blew your theory out of the water?
Well, remember we were like,
oh yeah,
about how I said maybe Thanos was in hell, HEL, because he got killed in Infinity Wars Prime. Not so. They said this takes place before that.
Which I think was not their best idea, but what are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'm not in charge of their bad ideas, Honestly, I kind of, the whole idea that he came there to break up with Hela because, now I got to go get the stones. And it's like, yeah. And honestly, making Hela feel like a side, here's what I'm going to say.
No.
You know what I want? Is I wanted that episode of this story, like where all of the demons are sitting there in like a circle saying, okay, who gets him? And Hela's like, I got the rights to this man's soul. He is going to burn in my heck for all eternity.
He says I'm not death enough.
No, I got it right.
He says I'm not death enough for him.
Yeah. Not for nothing. I just feel like she is going, I want to see him, never getting to death. And I want death being like, yeah, okay, Thanos, you're cute. You're a cute little puppy, mortal. And just to have Thanos having to deal with Hela for the rest of it. And Hela and Carnilla are now married, which apparently that's how marriage works. You just put a ring on someone and says, you're married. Kiss her.
Old school Asgardian.
You know? Yeah, I mean, it's like, apparently that's all there is to it. It's the short version.
I think they...
Do you? Good.
It's not like a real marriage. It just needed to be the symbolic whatever, I guess. Like, you promise, you put your promise to me, so... Yeah, it's there's no love involved.
But, did you see what Loki stole for his boat?
Did they show what he's...
They did. They very clearly showed what Loki stole.
What is that?
Oh, you weren't paying attention?
I'm looking at it, but what is it?
Mm-hmm. Go 2 pages back. Look at what Beldar is looking at, which doesn't make sense because she's not Beldar's mom.
Wait, what?
Beldar is looking at a picture of Freya.
Oh, yeah.
He said it'll be nice to see Mom again.
Mm-hmm.
And then, when there's an, what did Loki steal? What did Loki steal? He stole a picture of his mother.
No.
Because that's...
Oh, okay. Okay.
They're going to reveal it.
Now I see it.
My words, yes.
The empty space on the wall, yes.
Mark my words. They're going to reveal Loki is the true son of Freya. That when she was captured by Loki, they had a little Beauty and the Beast thing going on.
Yep.
And you know what? She found things that, cause not for nothing, it's not like Odin was a prize pig.
Oh, no, he was sticking his royal scepter everywhere. I mean, the Phoenix Force, come on.
And not for nothing. Honestly, the Freya Odin thing, it's kind of like,
again,
Charles and Diana and Camilla Parker Boyles, where there was obviously someone that he liked more.
Again, these
couldn't have.
These Asgardians don't marry for love. Their marriage is a convenience,
And my statement is, I think that Freya was bed by Loki's son, or by Loki, not Loki's son, gave birth to Loki, and that is why Odin takes him after he kills Loki, because he not abandoned my child. That is my child, and he comes back to Asgard with me. You want to kill him? Fine. I don't really care 2 figs about either of you two.
Either that or Freya tells him to. It's like, you know what? I will leave you right here, right now, if you don't take in my son and raise him as your own.
Dang Skippy. And that is what they're building into it. I mean, I know I'm not the only nerd to have figured this out over the years that because it's not canon of actual Nordic myth, but so many other aspects are canon. Like, Freya was captured, and that's why he goes to kill Loki, and then he finds the baby in the battle. Obviously, ancient storytellers were saying, you know who Loki's dad is. You know who Loki's mom is. Because we never meet Loki's wife. Loki don't got no wife.
Hey.
Loki plays the field.
It's possible. Hey, if Tony Stark's parents could be nobodies, hey, this could be possible.
At least Loki's parents are somebody. It's like, but the fact that we've never met Loki's mom tells me that that's a big empty space. Because we've met Loki. Because we brought the parents back. But remember in Young Avengers when they brought everyone's parents who had been dead? This was the last Young Avengers arc with America and Kid Marvel and all that kind of stuff. Okay. And all of these parents were being brought back by this evil mind force. And you see everyone's parents came back and they were all telling them, this is what you have to do because you're children. We're the bosses of you. And we saw Loki, but not Loki's wife. Why?
Because
Loki's mother wasn't dead yet and couldn't be brought back to be controlled. Stick that in your pipe and smoke it, Marvel.
Yeah.
So that's that. But that was important to me, that he stole the picture, because it really says there's stuff going on there.
I think
now, maybe he's going to steal the picture because he's got to do some kind of voodoo magic, but we'll see that next issue. Anything else you want to talk about this week, Phil?
No, I think we're good, and we're going to be doing Capes of Lunatics tomorrow, so tomorrow morning, 9:30 a.m. if you're watching on YouTube, and if you're on the podcast, it'll be like 2 days from now, so.
Get your Fruit Loops at the ready, boys. It's time to watch Saturday morning Capes and Lunatics. It'll be fun. I'll be there. Okay, Philip, if people would like to talk to you about all this stuff, where can they find you?
If you want to get a hold of me, especially for interviews, you can always email me, nightwingpdp@gmail.com. And on Twitter, I am at nightwingpdp. And check out the Capes and Lunatics on Facebook, Twitter, at Capes Lunatics, and the voicemail, 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES.
And, of course, always write to me in that old-fashioned email way, the way our mouths and paws. And Freya and Lofty once did, using Asgardian emails, to send their secret love notes back and forth. At superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. That's superconnectivityblog@gmail.com. And follow me on the Twitters, because I live tweet stuff every so often when stuff is out there that's worth live tweeting and is new. Like, for example, Cloak and Dagger, which is non right now. Or Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., which is non right now. Or Powerless, which is non right now.
Never.
But something will come out eventually. They may bring The Good Place back for a third season. I may actually get that. That would be awesome. Follow me at Charlie Esser. That's CharlieEsser. Look for the 2 E's.
For quality.
Ding, in the middle for quality. Goodness me. I'm waiting for that.
I was waiting for you to say the whole thing.
For quality.
Bing. Oh. Well, yeah, no, but you do it in the... see, it's the ping. See, look for the 2 E's in the middle. Ping.
For quality.
For quality.
Okay.
It's, yeah.
I'll have it down
anyway,
for next time. Okay.
We'll figure it out later. ESSER. That's my name. Don't worry it out. Follow me. Follow anything you feel like. And thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for connecting with us once again here on Superconnectivity. Please connect with us once again. Good night.
Good night.
This is Hamburger Helper Beef Stroganoff. It's very good.
Ooh.
I use extra hamburger. That's the real secret. Yeah, Ben.
Dinner theater.
We're going to discuss that tomorrow. Okay.
Our producers.
So, yeah.
Behind the scenes, our producer is planning tomorrow morning.
Yeah, well, big problem. Check didn't come in the mail today.
Oh.
My paycheck, because the first check has to be mailed, and it didn't come.
No money, more problems.